So, you have recently become a hollow in Bleach. Well, congratulations, your life f***ing sucks now. And it's gonna continue to suck for the next week or possibly the next 5 billion years, but you're gonna have to play your cards right in order to get there. Your average hollow does not last very long, and honestly, you'll be lucky to actually survive your first week. However, follow my directions properly, and you might just be able to become a head honcho within Hollow Society, because that's honestly all you can really hope for. Now, immediately upon becoming a Hollow, many questions will begin to flood your mind. Questions like, who am I? What am I? How did I get here? Wouldn't it be awesome to eat all my friends and family? And it's a good thing that you're focusing on many of these questions, especially the last one, because that's the only one I'm going to focus on. And it's the only question that can be easily answered with a simple yes.
You're too late, Alex. You're too late!
After treating your friends and family like a Lunchables, it's time we focus on the next stage of being a hollow, which is obtaining a food supply. We need a continuous supply of souls in order for us to beef up for the next stage of being a hollow. And this means that we require a very large territory, both one that's large enough in order to sustain our continuous hunger, but not large enough to draw incredible attention to the rapid amounts of murders. Speaking of which, we're gonna have to talk about exactly where our food source comes from. Are we gonna be killing people individually in order to eat their souls, or are we gonna wait for them to die naturally in order to basically consume what's left? It is this way of thinking that will directly affect exactly where your hunting ground will be. You could pick some place like a suicide bridge, some kind of cemetery, or even a large city hub where you can just kill people and eat them there. The problem is, the more popular the location, the more likely you are to run into either a couple hollows or a couple soul reapers, both of which will be incredibly detrimental. However, if you've been following the diet that Big Daddy Weirdo has been given to you, that means you're a level 10 hollow, which means that you're basically incredibly weak, but not weak enough to the point where you can't defend yourself. Which means we can finally move on to the next stage, which is consuming other hollows. First, it wants you to suffer, and now it wants you to eat your brethren. It's pretty racist, honestly. But other hollows are pretty delicious, and it gives you more power. Now, if you're lucky, at this point you may have manifested your own very unique ability. Now, pray to the Soul King that's actually something decent, because on one hand, you could have something so overpowered like being able to incorporate any kind of spiritual energy into yourself in order to make yourself more powerful endlessly, and on the other end, you could have something so terrible like poison that doesn't actually affect any spiritual beings basically whatsoever. Now, for every single hollow that you manage to consume, your power will increase proportional to the power of the hollow. Basically, every single hollow you consume will increase your power to around 1 to 5% for every single person you manage to consume. Taking that into consideration, it's most likely that you've already gained the ability to create a portal to Wako Mundo, so it's time to head out of the mortal world. So now that you're in Wako Mundo, you're going to be seeing way more hollows, which we're basically going to be treating like free XP. So kill people, eat them, get stronger, kill people, eat them, get stronger, kill more people, eat them, and get stronger, rinse and repeat until you reach a certain level. Eventually, you and a couple hundred hollows will have the same idea to come into one location to get as much XP as physically possible. Now, all you have to do while surrounded by all of these hollows who are continuously eating each other is just survive. As this goes on, eventually a very unique event will take place in which your body will completely transform into pure reishi. You will then merge with hundreds, if not thousands, of other hollows to congeal into one massive hollow, also known as the menos grande, a giant long-nosed dildo who literally has no individuality whatsoever and has the exact same IQ of a flip-flop. That is, unless you actually manage to roll a natural 20 with your wisdom modifier and manage to completely take over the entire body. In which case, it's time for the next stage of being a hollow, which is to eat every other hollow who is in the menos grande forest. You have to eat every single menos grande that just so happened to spawn near you in order to continuously absorb their power so that you can reach the next level. Additionally, you must make sure that not a single piece of you is ever consumed. If that happens, then you will completely lose your ability to grow stronger by consuming other hollows. However, from here it's pretty simple. Just keep on eating other menos grande, any hollow you can get your hands on, and continuously increase your power until you eventually evolve. There are hardly any soul reapers within Wako Mundo, so your only real threat are hollows that are just slightly above you on the food chain. However, let's say you got lucky and was able to completely consume every other menos within the forest and managed to level up to the next stage of adjuchas. First of all, take a deep breath and just appreciate how far you've come. You are now just 2 steps away from being the pinnacle of hollow creation. However, even the guys who are nearing the top still have their problems, one of which is that other adjuchas will be hunting for you at all times. And you will be hunting them simply due to the fact that in order to remain an adjuchas without devolving into a menos and losing your individuality for all of eternity, you have to continuously consume other hollows daily. Now, although this part can technically be done alone, typically, in order to increase your chances of becoming a Vasto Lorde, it's better to surround yourself with other powerful hollows. Not only would this make hunting hollows incredibly easy, but it will also make sure that you do not end up getting jumped by other hollows or consumed. around. Now here's the thing, up to this point it has been a combination of pure luck as well as hard steel determination in order for any hollow to possibly get to this point. However, in order to reach the next stage, you have to basically be the hollow chosen one, so to speak. Certain hollows have more potential than others, and this definitely shines here. Most hollows who reach the adjuchas level basically lose their ability to get stronger by consuming hollows once they hit around their 1000th meal. Those destined to become Vasto Lordes, however, do not have this problem, and their power will continuously increase until they reach the Vasto Lorde status, and will possibly even be able to increase their power even further afterwards. So at this point, if your power is still increasing even after your 1000th meal, then it's quite possible that you have what it takes to become a Vasto Lord. So keep eating, keep consuming everyone around you, possibly even eat your teammates. Eventually, you will obtain enough power to evolve to the next stage. So after everything, after consuming thousands upon thousands of hollows, hundreds upon hundreds of humans, you have finally ascended to become one of the most powerful entities within all of creation via becoming the Vasto Lord. Anyway, that's all I got. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and if you want to support me financially, be sure to go down to my Patreon, link down in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.